Given the correct course of antibiotics, we will, of course, continue to monitor her condition.
You shut up. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, why not?
I slipped. Come on. Help me up.
Come on.
There's something on the floor.
A doctor and a nurse found him.
Right. What were they doing down here? No. Really? Here?
We've taken statements.
Well, wound to the back of the head. Looks like he fell here, obviously. Might explain the blood, eh?
Or it was slippery.
Yes, maybe. Excuse me, who are you?
Hugh Stevens, sir. I'm the new assistant.
Where's Ron?
Ron doesn't work here anymore.
Why not?
I do now.
I'll leave it to us.
Right, well, I'm Dr. Lucian Blake. Let's get him up on the table, shall we?
Well, how do we do that?
You'll be taking his legs. Right. You ready, Hugh?
I guess so.
Good. Now, I'm going to ask you to hand me the bone saw.
You're going to cut him open?
No, I thought I might tear him apart with my teeth. You do know what a bone saw looks like, yes?
I can't find it.
It's a saw.
It's not here.
Any other saws there?
No.
Are you sure you're looking in the right place, Hugh?
This is where the tools go, but they're not here.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
No saws, no clamps?
No.
You're new to all this, aren't you? Hugh? What's wrong?
I just never thought I'd have to watch Uncle Bert being cut open, that's all.
Apparently Bert sacked Ron Jackson a couple of days ago.
We know.
Well, Hugh wasn't sure, but I can't imagine Ron would have been too happy about that.
He wasn't. Parks has been asking questions. People heard him threaten to come back and kill Bert.
Well, I'm guessing he came back and took the autopsy instruments too. Well, most of them.
Most.
It's a long story. Do you think it's worth perhaps...
Dragging Ron Jackson into the station?
Yes.
Hobart's been to his place. There's no one there.
You've been busy.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
Really? Do tell.
The brass coming in from all over the place for Anzac Day. The army's on my back. 2 soldiers have buggered off from their base down in South Australia. Official bloody Secrecy Act.
Happy times. I'll perform that autopsy tomorrow with my own instruments.
Right.
Doctor, you know Maddie? She went on a date with Ron Jackson.
Danny, you're not to tease her about this.
No, of course not. No, this is a serious matter.
No, well, it is. He might have murdered someone.
Oh, Mr. Bradley, mind?
Yes, look, I know you have my best interests at heart, Cess, but I am perfectly comfortable right here.
Oh, I understand, sir. But I do believe that you'll find the new armchair in the club bar just as accommodating.
Why don't you throw caution to the wind and try calling me Lucian? After all, we've only known each other since I was 5.
Of course so. Now, about that armchair.
I accept defeat. Where is this bloody chair?
This way, sir.
How's that knee of yours, by the way?
Oh, much improved, sir. And thank you for this. I needed to clear the reading room for Anzac Day. There's some army people in town.
Of course. Anything else I have to give up? A few personal liberties, perhaps?
A little controversial, sir.
Not at all. We should give up our armchairs whenever the powers that be ask us to.
Are you totally sure about Ron?
Well, it doesn't look good for him. Why, what's he like?
He insisted on telling me about boxing.
Boxing?
It was all he talked about. But he seemed like a gentleman, unlike you.
So, does your bloke in Melbourne know that you're out dancing with the murder suspect?
Which proves my point.
Oh, sorry, a patient left a message for you yesterday, Sally Clements. I left her number on your desk, told her you'd call her back.
Right, very good. Oh, Jean, just while I think of it, don't suppose you've seen a saw, have you, about...
Do you mean this one? Yes, you used it to carve the roast a couple of days ago.
Oh, I knew I'd used it for something, thank you.
Is she still going for that job at the Royal Cross Hotel?
Well, I'm sure that's a matter for her. Oops.
Will you be here for lunch today?
Not sure. Forming an autopsy this morning, Bert Prentice.
Oh.
You knew him?
Oh, yes, know the family. Lots of stories about the Prentices.
What kind of stories?
The kind of stories about people who work in morgues.
Oh.
Thought he was a nice man. Shy. I have an interview this afternoon for that new position at the Royal Cross. Unless you need something.
I don't think so, no. It should be fine. Yes, a blow to the back of the head. Quite a deep cut. Some surface veins severed, extensive blood loss. The indentation matches the edge of an iron stool in there. Skin and blood under the nails, as yet unidentified, supports the hypothesis that someone else was present. The cause of death? A single well-directed blow to the windpipe, crushing it instantly. A blow delivered, I'd say, with a closed fist, and I'd suggest left-handed, judging by the angle of impact.
One punch.
Well, this is not your usual Barney after a break and enter. I mean, this was a very particular blow.
Ron Jackson.
Well, Matty said he's a keen boxer.
Keen? Bloody regional champion. No one's laid a glove on him.
Any sign of it?
Not yet. Parks is searching old Bert Prentice's place for any other evidence linked to Jackson.
Well, I might warn you men. If this is the work of Ron Jackson, he's dangerous.
It's a long ways. McRae! Gordon McRae!
Yes.
Sally Clements left another message for you.
And?
She's wondering whether you prescribe medicine over the phone.
Of course I don't.
Yes, well, I told her that.
Can you get her to make an appointment?
I told her that too.
Or I can make a house call. It's not rocket science.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Right, well, I'll call her back.
Oh, honestly. Tell her I examine patients first, then I prescribe, not the other way around. It's ridiculous. What now?
Superintendent Lawson for you.
Yes.
Gordon McRae.
I didn't do anything.
Break and enter. Assault. Resist arrest.
That copper came at me. I was minding my own business.
At Bird Prentice's house?
Ah, bloody hell.
Oh, tender, eh? But otherwise all right. It's given you quite a tap.
Oh, come on, don't you start.
I didn't say anything. I just wouldn't let the bloke get a swing at me, that's all.
Yeah.
Who is this bloke?
Small-time crim. Yeah, a bit of black market, the usual stolen stuff. McRae's had it in for Bert for years.
Assault with intent. Assault with weapon. Property damage. Property damage again. All this against Bird Prentice. You must really hate the bloke.
Don't have to answer that.
Well, you better start thinking of some answers, Gordon. What were you doing at Bert's house?
Having a beer?
With your old mate Bert, is that right? If we went to the hospital, do you think we could find someone who saw you there last night? What were you doing at the hospital?
Well, I never said I was there.
You didn't have to.
Any sign of Ron Jackson yet?
No, not yet. I guess that makes things a little less cut and dried.
Maybe. McRae can stew in the interview room for a while. We're still looking for Ron Jackson.
You thought about contacting some of the regional hospitals?
You think he's been going around murdering mortuary assistants?
No. Just selling autopsy instruments. That's where I'd go.
Bendigo, Geelong, Shepparton, call them.
Right.
And you can go home. Got enough on my plate.
Boss,
It never stops. Go home. Major Alderton, Matthew Lawson.
Sergeant Robert Hannam.
Very nice to meet you.
Now, Canberra's briefed you.
We've received a description of the two deserters.
Just one now, but the same conditions apply.
The station's resources are at your disposal.
Thank you very much.
Not quite. Not me. Well, you just said we're all at his disposal. I'm certainly not.
For Christ's sake, Black.
You employ this man, Superintendent? Well, then, my opinion of your station has just taken a dramatic improvement. I don't see you for years, and suddenly you appear out of nowhere.
It's my town, Derek. What's your excuse?
Oh, official business and all that. But if you're free later, there will be whiskey.
Love it.
Excellent. Give your telephone number and address to the sergeant here.
Come on through to the office.
I'll see you later, Lucian.
Certainly.
Doctor? Sally Clements? She called earlier.
Yes, of course. Mrs. Clements, come on through. Nice to meet you. And these lesions?
Sores.
Yes, sores. You've had them around your mouth?
And inside. And in my throat.
And now they're gone.
Yeah.
And the bleeding from the gums?
Well, it came on at the same time.
And that's cleared up too?
For now.
I see. Well, may I, I'll help you down. May I, suggest we run some blood tests?
No. I just need something for it. And I'll go home.
I can't prescribe medicine if I don't know what you've got.
Please, doctor.
I'm not even sure you're sick.
I am.
Look, these symptoms you speak of could be any number of complaints, and right now, you don't have any of them.
They're real.
Lesions leave marks, and as for hair loss... Please, Mrs. Clements. Tell me what's really going on. Because you're not sick, not in the way you describe. Mrs. Clements.
Parks? Yeah? Just had a call from Bendigo Hospital. There's a bloke out there trying to sell autopsy tools.
Oh, what, Jackson?
Well, he fits the description. Apparently he's on his way here.
Boss wants us to intercept him out of town.
We don't know how dangerous this bloke is, but I don't want civilians involved if it goes ass up.
Oh, so we'll be armed then, sir?
Too bloody right. The uniforms are with the army, so you two are on your own, but you know the drill. Eyes open. You cover each other. Don't let this guy get the drop on you, right?
Right.
Are you up for it?
Yeah, of course I am.
What did you say to her? She looked as if she was ready to cry.
Well, I'm really not sure. Do you know her?
I know of her. She fell in with a lad from out of town. Got pregnant, lost the baby.
Family?
They never married, so...
Ah, so the family has nothing to do with her.
Mm.
Did she leave an address? Oh, very good. I might take that. Call in on her later.
Staying for lunch?
About that, I don't think I will be. Listen, good luck with that interview this afternoon. Sergeant Adam.
Doctor.
Oh, the Major's done quite well for himself.
Yes, sir.
You know, my dad's old car is just that. Old and slow. I'm guessing this isn't.
That's right, sir.
How about you show me what you can do, eh?
Right? Yeah. So, you call yourself a boxer? Come on! Give me your best shot!
You know, I had hoped we'd be able to persuade you back into the fold. We need a skilled intelligence more than ever.
Tell me. We're looking to America now, or is it still the old country?
Oh, you know the story. There's only 10 million of us. We need big friends.
Still, setting off nuclear bombs in the desert for Mother England. How does that keep the Red Hordes at bay? Ah. You're involved and you can't talk about it.
Well, I'm simply an army serviceman working
in administration, yes, I remember.
Come on, admit it. You missed the work. Suits that labyrinthine brain of yours. You know, you only have to say the word. You ever find them?
No.
Bad business.
Well, they weren't the only ones to go missing when Singapore fell. I make inquiries. Every now and then, someone thinks they've seen them. Believe it or not, Derek, my little girl would be 23 now.
And you never remarried?
No.
You always were too tragically heroic for this world. Me, I prefer to leave the past where it belongs. Thank you.
And you believe this?
Not really, no. We lost some people, didn't we, Lucian? Friends. A lot of friends. Here's to all of them.
To all of them.
Nothing like being legless by 2 o'clock.
Sis.
Sir, there's another phone call from Inspector Lawson. Something about a Ron Jackson.
Thank you.
We've recovered the autopsy tools. He tried to sell them in Bendigo. Apparently he resisted.
The cuff's really necessary.
Well, you're the one who warned us he was dangerous. Have you been drinking? I'll need the usual incident report on Jackson.
Ah, yes, the report. The one that mentions how he savagely attacked your men with his face.
The bloke made threats against Bert Prentice and stole tools from the morgue the night he was murdered.
Your men beat him up, Lawson.
I've got enough to deal with. Report on my desk. And no drinking while on call.
I don't know about this.
And I don't know about Ron Jackson. Didn't stop you beating him up, though, did it?
It's hard to explain.
Have the photos I asked for? Thank you. Come lie down for me, Danny. Like this. Good. Just that way a little. Excellent.
So why are you doing this?
Because I'm obsessive about the cleanliness of hospital floors. Ron Jackson didn't attack you, did he? No bruising on his hands, no great skin on his knuckles. What happened?
He smacked me across the face.
Oh, really? How hard? With a closed fist?
You try bringing in a guy who's just punched in someone's throat, all right?
Danny. Well, that's interesting.
What is?
Blood flow. You see here, the back of his head, blood pools out, follows the fall of the floor to the waist.
So?
So, why is there blood over here on the grouting? How did it get here? And it's faded.
Or maybe it's old. Danny. Well, it's Bert's blood type. So what does that mean?
It means someone cleaned the floor, or at least one section of it, before the police got here.
What was Bert doing down here anyway?
Well, he would have been working on a body.
And which one?
Danny, Inspector Lawson in a good mood today?
What are you talking about?
Look, the Ambos brought in a body yesterday in pretty bad condition. In fact, their incident report says body a total mess, vomit and feces, multiple lesions, cause of death unknown. Well? Hello? Where's the body?
Well, how the hell should I know?
Well, I checked with you. He doesn't know either.
Blake.
Look, someone killed Bert and then cleaned a small area of floor between the body and the front of the locker. Now, why would you do that?
Well, to cover up the evidence of a murder.
Wouldn't you clean the entire floor? And wouldn't you at least try to hide the body? Look, maybe they're not trying to hide Bert's murder. Maybe they're trying to hide something else, like stealing a body. Oh, and I have Ron Jackson's incident report.
Look, I've got Ron Jackson and Gordon McRae in custody. I've got the army breathing down my neck about this deserter.
Weren't there two?
And I have a police surgeon who's been drinking since 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Ron Jackson is out of bounds. Go home and sober up. Parks.
What'd you tell the doc?
Nothing.
Mate,
Constable, Ron Jackson was apprehended on the Midland Highway at approximately 12:50 p.m, correct?
Yeah.
While being escorted to the police cells, the prisoner attempted escape.
We panicked, sir.
The prisoner attempted escape. He struck you a number of times. Sergeant Hobart managed to subdue him.
The bloke hit you.
He managed to place the prisoner in the cell and the police surgeon was notified.
Police surgeon was pissed.
Well, I think we'll leave that bit out. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
There's your report, write it up. You, go to the hospital. No one gets to see Ron Jackson unless they're a nurse or a copper.
Sir.
Danny and his mates, they beat him up?
Yes. It's called resisting arrest. Would you hold that for me, please, Maddie?
But Ron just isn't the sort of person who would hurt anybody.
Is he the sort of person who'd steal a body from a morgue? I didn't think so. Would you plug that in for me over there, Maddie, and then just pop it on the stool?
What is that?
One of the benefits of living and working in a mining town. It's called luminol. Picks up traces of iron. Invented last century. Used to locate iron ore. The Nazis worked out they could also use it to detect the presence of blood, even when it had been cleaned away. Whoever killed Bert, seems they stole a body and I want to know why. Lights, please. Well, looks like someone's made a trip to the fridge. We need to get a match for this shoe size.
Oh, I can't let you in.
Why not?
Well, it's off limits. It's nursing staff only.
That's fine by me. You can do this, and I'll stand guard.
I don't think so.
You don't work here. Don't
do this to me, all right? The boss said Ron's off limits, so just leave it.
Or did the boss also tell you to beat the living daylights out of him? So who else are you going to beat up? Are you going to throw a punch at me?
It's complicated.
No, it's simple. I'm going in to see him.
Maddie. Bloody hell. Be quick.
Maddie? Maddie O'Brien?
Ron,
How did you get in here? They haven't let me see anyone.
what did they do to your face?
I think I killed someone. I didn't do it.
I need to ask you something.
You don't believe me?
I need some answers. Is that okay? Yeah. You stole the instruments from the morgue, is that right?
I'd just been sacked. I had no money.
Did you see anything there? Anything suspicious?
No.
Was anyone else there?
No, Bert was on his break. Maddie, I really didn't do it. I really didn't.
One more thing. What size shoe are you?
What?
What size shoe?
I don't know, like 10, I think.
Excuse me.
What are you doing? Maddie.
It's the same boot size.
You do realise that life was a lot simpler when your father was here?
So people keep telling me. I really thought this wouldn't fit Ron Jackson.
Maybe he's not the only one who wears boots this size.
You still thinking Gordon McRae?
People saw him skulking around the hospital and searched his place. Apparently he's been knocking off hospital blankets.
But I gather you don't think it's Gordon McRae's style.
There's something very planned about all of it.
Yes. Maddie doesn't think Ron Jackson has it in him either.
Is that because you don't want to be proved wrong?
Probably. Shaping up to be an interesting Anzac Day, isn't it? Listen, you still looking for that deserter?
Well, the army's handling it. We're just here to add local colour.
Yes. You think there's anything in the fact that originally they were looking for 2 deserters and now it's just the one?
Bloody hell, Blake, don't go there. Your man's got clearance all the way up to Canberra.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to leave Ron Jackson in the hospital, Gordon McRae in a cell. I'm going to go home and get a good night's sleep and not think about it until after the parade. I suggest you do the same.
Body a total mess, multiple lesions, cause of death unknown. Well, where's the body? Lesions leave marks. Right now, you don't have any of them.
Yes?
Mrs. Clemens, I know what's wrong. Skin lesions, hair loss, nausea, gastric upset, all classic symptoms of radiation sickness. But it's not you who's sick, it's your husband. Please, your husband is desperately ill. The man he deserted with has died already, and so will your husband if we don't get him to a hospital. Mrs. Clemens, I'm an ex-serviceman. I give you my word, I'll look after him.
I've been so scared. I thought the army might come looking in the house.
I don't think they had any idea you were married.
Why not?
Well, that's what saved you.
Hey, Jimmy. The doctor's here now.
Hello, Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm Dr. Lucien Blake. And I'm going to do everything I can to help you get better. All right?
Yeah, John.
Good man. Couldn't help but hear the wires. May I?
Of course.
Thank you. How did the interview go?
Fine.
Fine?
Yes, it's a lovely building, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of work.
And they'll treat you well?
Apparently.
Good. Good. May I?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Look, I've had some time to think about whether or not I need a housekeeper. And the truth is, probably not. I mean, it's lovely, really lovely, having you look after me. But that's probably just, you know, very lazy on my part.
Right.
How do I... What I do need is help. A blind eye every now and then, a damn good talking to at other times. You know, I'm sure there may well be days where it's all a bit...
Confusing?
Yes. Yes. It won't be like it was with my father. With me, it will always be somewhat messier.
So are you trying to say that...
Yes. Yes.
Yes. You said you needed some help?
Yes. What can you tell me about the Royal Cross Hotel? Rather grand, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Keys are at the porter's desk.
Right. Well, good luck.
You too.
Well, better make yourself scarce, eh? Derek, there you are.
Lucian, what the devil?
We were interrupted earlier.
You mad bastard. Come and sit down.
Hannum's welcome to join us, of course.
He's already in there, although he's not one for drinking.
Nonsense, I insist.
You always were a pushy beggar. Come on.
Derek, I've been thinking about your offer. Coming back into the fold.
I might call it a night, sir.
Of course.
Sergeant, stay, please. I insist. Anyone serving with the Major is most certainly a friend of mine. A toast, eh? To soldiers. All soldiers. Past and present.
Hear, hear.
About those bombs of yours in the desert, Derek.
They're not my bombs, Lucian.
Oh, that's right. They're England's bombs. Of course, sir. You want to set off nuclear warheads in our country? We're honoured. Anything we can do to help, eh? Strange coincidence, though. I had a woman come into my surgery today claiming all manner of symptoms. Hair loss, skin lesions, nausea. Of course, the only thing I could think of was radiation poisoning. Completely absurd, I know. And of course she was making the whole thing up. Wouldn't even let me take bloods.
Who was she?
Oh, just some patient of mine. I suspect she's read about the tests and now she thinks she's poisoned. Some people, eh?
Was there a name?
Yes, now, I'm blowed if I can remember why.
Well, part of our role is public education. If some people need reassurance, we're only too happy to help.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure I have her details, address back at the surgery.
Good. Now, unfortunately, we have got a very early start in the morning, dawn service and all that, so if you don't mind, I'll get the sergeant to give you a lift home.
Certainly, thank you.
And while you're there, why don't you give him that address? We'll see her first thing after the parade. Put her mind at rest.
A splendid idea. I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Derek.
Lucian, you sleep well.
Thank you, Sergeant. Interesting.
What's that, sir?
Left-handed.
That's right. Why?
No particular reason. Just surprised they didn't beat that out of you in school.
Well, they tried, sir.
Sergeant. Right. Now, that address. It'll just take me a moment to remember where I left it.
Shall I help you look for it, sir?
That would be grand. Yes, thank you. Probably won't find it there, Sergeant. Of course. Any luck? Not yet, no. I'll keep looking. Might want to take your gloves off, Sergeant. I gather, from all accounts, radiation sickness is a terrible way to die. Of course, you'd know that, wouldn't you, from the condition of the body you stole from the morgue?
I beg your pardon, sir?
It's interesting, isn't it? One blow to the throat was all it took to kill that morgue attendant. Oh, is that it? No. Bugger. I'll keep looking.
The Major would like that address, sir.
And we mustn't disappoint him, is that what you're saying? The man you killed had his throat crushed by a single blow. A blow delivered by a left-handed punch. The blood and tissue under his fingernails was his own. He clawed his own throat trying to breathe. And yes, you were very careful, Sergeant. You even managed to mop the floor.
That address, sir.
Oh, for God's sake, Sergeant, did it ever occur to you that one day, it might be your body, rotting from radiation that has to be stolen from a morgue?
You don't have that address, do you, sir?
No, I don't.
Let him go! You'll have to kill both of us to get away, Sergeant. Had you prepared for that? My Christopher was a sergeant too. This is his pistol. But he died in the Solomons. I wonder what he'd make of you.
Thank you, Jane.
Sergeant Robert Hannam, 3rd Regiment, 4th Division.
You understand, Sergeant, that these boots which we found in your hotel still have traces of Albert Prentice's blood on them?
Army number 26052.
Also match the boot print found in the morgue next to the locker from which you stole the body of persons unknown. You have anything to say about that?
Sergeant Robert Hannam, 3rd Regiment, 4th Division.
We also retrieved from your possessions this page which you tore from the mortuary log to hide the fact that the body was there in the first place.
Not all of this is your responsibility, Sergeant. You are following orders. Now, tell us who told you to do this. And tell us what you did with the body of the serviceman you took from the morgue.
Sergeant Robert Hannam, 3rd Regiment, 4th Division, Army number 26052.
Sorry, sir, but there's Major Alderton here to see you.
Are you quite sure?
I understand the forensic evidence for murder is conclusive. However, the body that was taken from the morgue is still missing.
Has Sergeant Hannam made any admissions?
No. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the record?
Well, I'd like to express my complete disapproval of the Sergeant's actions. Of course, you understand, Superintendent, this will now become a matter for a military tribunal. I'll inform my superiors. I'll take it from here. Interesting times, Lucian.
Depressingly familiar. Soldiers being used and then simply thrown away. Where have we seen and heard that before?
You know as well as I do that there are bigger issues at stake.
Well, for who? Servicemen dying of radiation poisoning? Sergeant Hannam being thrown to the wolves? It doesn't get any bigger for them.
Small town life has made you soft, Lucian.
Well, I'm starting to think maybe that's not a bad thing. You and I survived 3.5 years in a POW camp together. And what have we learned?
Come in.
G'day. I thought that you could do with some of this.
Thanks.
No worries. Actually, I came to say that I'm sorry. Sorry, mate.
Good morning.
And you? Look a little tired.
And you look very smart.
Oh.
I hope last night I wasn't asking too much of you.
No, I like to be useful.
You were more than useful, that's for certain. Did you hear anything from the Royal Cross people about?
I don't think they'll be offering me that job now.
Ah. After last night. I am sorry, Actually, I'm rather glad. It's good to see Christopher's medals.
You could wear yours too, Lucian.
March well today.
G'day, Gary. Good. Go, look, come here. Come on.
Says, gentlemen.
What's this for?
Thank you. I thought you and your mates might enjoy a drink.
Thank you. Lucian?
My pleasure, Sess.
Trailer salesman who died at the scene on the Creswick Road.
We run a boarding house. One of the guests died in a car crash.
Just one more thing, if I may. Raybeck was a very handsome man. Did your husband have any reason to be jealous?
I have had it up to you.
You had it?
Yes, I bloody have.
I hate you so much.
She has an affair with the handsome salesman in the upstairs room.
I need you to come down to the station and make a statement. My men are going to search Mr. Beck's car.
Ah!